Coming to you from Annapolis, Maryland, home of the U.S. Naval Academy, the sailing capital of the world, home of the world's largest crab feast, and 4 signers of the Declaration of Independence. This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, a daily roundup of local news that you can use, including local sports, local events, local opinion, and local weather from DMV Weather. Now here's your host, publisher of Eye on Annapolis, John Frenaye.
7 more shopping days, you better get on it. Hello, it is Monday, December 18th. This is John Frenaye, and welcome to your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And a quick happy birthday to the Grinch. He turns 51 today, and The Grinch Who Stole Christmas is my favorite Christmas show. And if you want to catch it on television, you can see it Friday night at 7 p.m. on TNT or on Christmas night at 8 p.m. on NBC, which I believe is where it originally made its debut. Some sad news out of the Renaissance Festival. John Robert Fox, or Johnny Fox, the celebrated sword swallower magician that had entertained there for 30-some-odd years, passed away over the weekend. The Renaissance Festival posted on their Facebook page that we celebrate the life of Johnny Fox, whose spirit radiated out across the universe early this morning, surrounded by great caring friends. Rejoice in the time you shared with him and spread Johnny's message of love to all. Announcements concerning celebrations will be made when appropriate. Peace. And our thoughts and prayers go out to Johnny Fox, his family, and the whole Renaissance Festival family because, my gosh, what a fantastic entertainer he was for so many years, for so many people here in the area. What began with a group of 7 people at Castle Bay Irish Pub ended up this year with more than 100 people at O'Brien's Steakhouse running around downtown in Speedos on Saturday morning. It was the 10th annual Santa Speedo Run. As always, it was a spectacle to see. This was the brainchild of Eddie McGowan, who is also the founder of the Annapolis Irish Festival, and it's an annual tradition that collects more than 3,000 toys and books for the Annapolis Salvation Army, and it's a good excuse to have a party. They had Weird Science playing until late in the afternoon. You can catch all of the pictures from Glenn Miller, who was taking pictures for us on eyeonannapolis.net. But use caution, your eyes may never be the same. While you're over there, check out a story from Ralph Crosby, and he had done a series of blog posts for us, and he wanted to do one more about Christmas in Annapolis in the mid-20th century. And Ralph is just a fascinating individual. He grew up here, he grew a business here, he's just part of the fabric of Annapolis. In this article, he really sort of highlights what Christmas was when he was growing up. Very fascinating look, very fascinating perspective back into a time that we don't remember, or at least most of us don't. Look for some fireworks tonight at the Anne Arundel County Council meeting. Michael Peroutka will take his first meeting as chairman. And as to be expected, the surge groups and the resist groups will be there asking him to resign his position as chairman as well as resigning from the council itself. Maryland State Police say they've arrested a man who regularly imported and sold a deadly opioid, fentanyl. Police said on Saturday they had arrested Narada Michael Walls, a 37-year-old man, and charged him with participating in a multi-state fentanyl operation. They said Walls operated in Baltimore, neighboring counties, and neighboring states. He allegedly imported and sold drugs daily. Police said the strand of fentanyl is one of the most potent strands of the drug currently being imported illegally from overseas. He's being held in the Wicomico County Detention Center, does not have a bail set at this point. AAA says more than 2.3 million Marylanders are expected to travel 50 miles or more for the winter holidays. I am not going to be one of them. My daughter will be one of them. AAA says this is a 3.2% increase from last year, and nationally more than 107 million people are expected to travel that distance between December 23rd and January 1st. Some state lawmakers are considering taking up a law that would legalize sports betting. The Supreme Court is also taking up a case that would make it legal nationwide, but that decision may not come down until the end of the General Assembly session. So stay tuned. We may be having sports betting here in Maryland. Speaking of sports, the Ravens defeated the struggling Browns 27-10. The defense forced 4 turnovers, storming back after falling into a 7-3 hole in the second. The win does keep the Ravens in the playoff hunt, albeit on the outside looking in. They are tied with the Buffalo Bills at 8-6, but the Bills hold the tiebreaker. And with more stuff on sports, stick tight. We've got Kevin Chaney, and of course we've got George Young with your DMV local weather forecast.
Did you know that more than 1,200 mental health patients had to be transferred last year by AAMC to facilities outside our area because these facilities do not exist right here in our own area? Denim and Diamonds is a fabulous, fun evening under the stars to support expanding mental health care in our community. AAMC Foundation proudly thanks RxNT for their generous $50,000 exclusive presenting sponsorship. Get more info at AAMCDenimandDiamonds.org.
This is Maryland. The weather can be nearly unpredictable. We've got George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis to sort it all out.
Hey everyone, this is George from DMV Weather. Here's your Annapolis forecast for Monday, December 18th. For today, we forecasted a target high temp of 50 degrees for downtown Annapolis and 51 for BWI Airport. Expect lows tonight in the upper 30s and lower 40s across all of Anne Arundel County. And then for the week ahead, it should be fairly quiet and simple weather-wise, as we'll have a mixture of sun and clouds each day as we warm up into the 55 to 60 degree range tomorrow, before dropping back into more normal high temps in the 40s to near 50 Wednesday through Friday. Looking ahead toward the weekend and even the Christmas holiday next Monday, we could have some rain in the area both Saturday and Sunday, and we're still tracking the potential for some kind of storm to possibly be in the area on Christmas Day or just after, so stay tuned for updates each day throughout the week. Okay, that's it for us today. Be sure to download our free weather app in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store by searching for DCMDVA Weather, and also follow us 24/7, 365 on our website at dmvweather.com or on social media via Twitter or Facebook. This is George Young of DMV Weather with your Annapolis forecast. Make it a great week, and remember, whatever the weather outside, have fun and be safe.
Hey there, this is John Fernay, and the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief is sponsored by, well, it could be you. Podcasting is a growing trend, and since launching on September 1st, we have more than 10,000 downloads of this podcast, plus thousands of listens on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. In addition to our Facebook page, All Annapolis, and our Twitter account, we distribute the Daily News Brief to Apple Podcasts, which used to be called iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and the TuneIn app that can be played on your Amazon Echo or Google Home device. We focus on local news, local weather, local events, and local sports, including high school and college. So our audience is pretty tightly targeted to the greater Annapolis area. And if you own or manage a local business, you're a likely customer. Intrigued? Well, here's something to think about. Your company could be featured on this daily podcast for less than $20 a day. Interested? Shoot me an email and let's talk. My email address is john@eyeonannapolis.net, and that's EYEONANNAPOLIS, but you already knew that, .net. Let's get together and see what we can make happen.
If you're looking for local sports, it's right here, right now on the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief.
Hey guys, I'm Kevin. Welcome to your Monday edition of Eye on Sports. Friday games were canceled for high school sports, but on Saturday, Glen Burnie and Chesapeake men and women both played. For the men, Glen Burnie won 62-46. For the women, Chesapeake won 66-31. In NFL news, the Washington Redskins defeated the Arizona Cardinals 20-15, and the Baltimore Ravens overcame the Cleveland Browns 27-10. And finally, out of the NFL, amid allegations of workplace misconduct, Carolina Panthers owner Jerry Richardson has announced that he will be placing the team on sale at the end of this season. That's all I got for you. I'm Kevin. This has been your Eye on Sports.
Thanks for listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. If you like what you heard, make sure to tell your friends and colleagues about it. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find much more. Be sure to check out our other weekly podcast, The Maryland Crabs. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at noon. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.